Michael Yates served our military for many years, and now he wants to serve the constituents of South Carolina's House District 100. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I speak exclusively with him one-on-one. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Mr. Yates.
Yes, sir.
It's so good to see you again.
Good to see you as well, sir.
I appreciate it.
No
I went back and looked at our interview that I did with you, July 3rd, 2017.
Yes, sir.
And at the time, you said this on camera to me, that you're basically running, at the time, for South Carolina Senate District 37.
Yes, sir.
And now, you've had a change of heart.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about why you're running for House District 100.
Well, I had time to talk to certain people in the Democratic Party, and they said, Mike, the best approach at this would be to start at the bottom. And I said, well, you know what, that does make a lot of sense. People in Berkeley County, some of them don't really know who I am. They haven't followed me on social media, Twitter, Instagram. So now this is a chance to really show what a real politician is. A lot of games are being played right now with our tax dollars in the State House, and everybody's at odds, especially with the White House. We have to reconcile and come together primarily for the good of the people. That's why you were elected, because you made an oath and a promise to the people and the constituents of your counties and said, I will do this. And we haven't seen that. So by you just getting elected is not enough. We have to interact with the people in the counties, in the communities, and have them to be reassured that I am for you. And this is not a game. I'm not here for the money, the glory, or the fame. We're here specifically to help you and be the voice.
Let me back that up. People in Berkeley County, as you say, don't know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Describe Michael Yates.
Michael Yates is a guy with integrity. I believe in that. My time in the Marine Corps, I learned to do that. 3 things we were taught in the Marine Corps in basic training was honor, courage, and commitment. Those 3 things coincide with what I'm running with. It's morals, values, and principles, something we have lost along the way. And those are the things that I want to get back to the people, and that is me. I'm in the same situation that they are. So I'm not above them and I'm not under them. We're right on the even scale. And that's what I want them to see in me as a human being, as a person that raising a family. It took me 7 years to even get a house. I had to blood, sweat, and tears just to afford a house, the way the housing economy was at the time. It was so hard to really get one, but I pushed together with my wife and we got us a house. And I wanted to show the children there's other means and ways to do so. And that's who I am. I am the people. Like I said last time, I am the product of my environment. And I wanted to show the younger generation, which they said I'm still in, being a millennial / Generation X.
Right.
I want them to see that if he can do it, wow, I can do it. And he came from adversities and everything put in my way for me not to even get this far. Challenges I had to overlook and just get over myself and really do a lot of praying and asking God just to lead me in the way that he would want, not Michael. So that's the person that I want people in Berkeley County to see. Somebody that's not sitting and just saying, well, I got elected, I've done my job, and people calling me and said, well, you promised this, you promised that. You haven't come up on your promises. And that's why I said integrity is a big thing with me. Respect for the constituents. And really, I don't want to say constituents because they're family and friends that you live by. You coincide with every day. You talk to these people. So why, I feel like constituents is such a harsh word because those are people that you're going to be the leader for. And ultimately, I'm just a shell of a man. And without the engine, and that's the people, I can't drive to the State House and become and do what they ask me to do, and that's a job to lead and be the voice.
I went back on your Facebook page on the particular day that you had your Facebook Live event and you just filed to run for the South Carolina House of Representatives, and you told something very interesting in that particular message. You said this: real leadership needs to be intact. Everybody in the seat doesn't know the meaning of leadership. So what's your definition of leadership right now when you think of Columbia, when you think of Washington?
What you saw the other day with the voting, a lot of people are not consistent on voting on certain bills that's affecting the people in South Carolina. And that's the SC&G and Dominion going on right now. That's a big factor that people want to see taken care of. And some leaders are not consistent on voting. Those are the leadership qualities that I want to see in her or him when they're elected. Let's go out to the people. Knock on people's door. What is so hard about that? And showing that I'm a real leader and that I do care about what's going on in your daily life. Just like mine, we have the same issues. So why not be a true leader? Not just saying you're a leader, but showing that compassion toward everybody and their issues.
And I know in that particular video message, you also touched on something you just talked about: infrastructure and affordable housing.
Mm-hmm.
Describe those right now to me. What is the state of affordable housing and infrastructure in South Carolina?
A lot of people don't have affordable housing. There's bills that do somewhat go toward that, but I want to, you always can make things better. There's ways of making things affordable for the low-income housing and really performing and having a bill that helps them get out of their certain situations that they're in.
Okay.
And that's what I want to do, is create a bill to help them, single mothers at that, get out of these neighborhoods, help them get at least an associate's degree. Programs like that can help with Miller Mart, Trident Tech, places like that where you can have the partnership, where we can come together and say, okay, this is what I want to help you with. Are you on board? Are you willing to work? And that's what we need people to do. There's so much things of entitlement that they say the millennials think they are. Well, I see differently. That's not the case. They want to work. They want to get out of their situation, but they just need help. I'm not out to give you a handout. I'm giving you something to help you out so you can get to where you need to get to. And the infrastructure with the roads and everything going on, people are fit to be tired. They call their elected officials and nothing is getting done. They say slowly but surely, but why not now? These people put you in the seat and ask of you and said, hey, I need this done. What can you do for me, sir or ma'am? And that's one thing that I really want to focus on if I'm elected, is to get straight to work. Nothing is to be playing games with people. People are hurting. And that's why primarily I want to be the one to help them, especially in low-income houses, and get affordable houses and get with programs that can help them get that affordable housing. It necessarily doesn't have to be a new house, but have something that you own, that you can say it is yours. You're not paying rent for, or to get people, wealthier. You're owning, and it says your name on it. Those are the kind of things that I feel that a lot of people are in pain with, and they fight, and they want to get out of those things. And just in general, talking to some Berkeley County residents and saying, a lot of things, Mike, is the roads. It's really a number one thing. The roads is something to, because if you saw maybe last month or 2 months ago, a young man hit a pothole.
Right.
SCDOT said, well, we're not going to pay for that. Why not? The road should have been fixed. So now we have to get alignment and everything, and those things cost primarily. So those are the things I want to hold people, the word is accountable. Everybody's not accountable, and we're not holding them to that statute.
And I know when we talked right across the street here about doing the interview last year, you talked about compromises. Is there one particular bill at the South Carolina State House right now that you can compromise with the other side?
Wow, that's a good one. There's right now they need somebody to really come in there and get to the Republicans and say, hey, these are the things that we need, and you guys need something else. So let's sit down and put the pros and the cons together. See what can benefit specifically the people. We're not in this for our fame. We're not in this for self, just getting a rise out of just saying, I'm the senator, I'm the Republican, I'm a representative rather. We have to help the people. That's primarily what I always go back to is the people. The people are the voice. And we have so many bills on the table that's not being put out on the floor. And why is that? Why are they getting pushed under the rug? Well, primarily people are asking, why didn't you push that certain bill? Representative Marvin is doing a good job on what he's doing. Being a millennial, I like what he's doing with his bills and helping, especially the students. Now that's one bill I will push and have the Republicans, come on, you have children as well. So why would this bill be so hard, to pass or whatever the case might be? But it looks like he's getting good ground on it though, and that's what I like to see, another young man pushing for the future.
You talk about the people, you say it's really you guys who are representing the people and it's their voices. Where is their voice? Whose voice is the loudest? Is the lobbyists or is it the people?
Right now, it seems like the lobbyists. And that's what I want to reassure the people, that you have somebody that's going to fight. I'm not the one to back down. I will fight with other representatives and say, this is enough. We have to push the agenda and get people what they need to survive on a daily basis. They fight over simple things that I just don't understand. And maybe because I'm not in the seat and the works of it is so, hard, but what I'm looking out and saying, why can't that be passed? And how is the lobbyists having the bigger voice? The people are ultimately the ones. They have the power. And we have to reassure them that you do have the power. And with me being the leader, I will make sure every issue they have will be tackled. There won't be one left behind. So by saying that, I am the fighter for the people. I would jokingly say to people in the street, or when I was in Charleston County, I said, I'm the poor people's champ. Because the way I was raised, my mother and father, 50 years of marriage. My mother worked at the mental health center for 22 years. My father worked for our family company, Body Shop. And the money was not there. So by raising 3 children, my brother went in the Air Force, did 22 years. My sister got her degree in criminal justice at UNCC Charlotte. Right. And I have 5 more classes to get my criminal justice and with administration. And those things, I saw my mother be a fighter for raises. That was a big thing. That made my eyes open like, wow, my mother is an activist. And she didn't even know it, but she wanted to see people paid fairly for their job that they're doing. So that's the thing I saw that really wanted to push me and said, you know what, if my mom can do it, I can do it as well. And my father is a fighter as well too. He taught me a lot of values and principles, being a man and being a man of your word. And that's one thing that I want to convey to the Berkeley County residents, is that I will be a man of my word. It's one thing you will not catch me on and say, well, you said this, but you didn't do it. And if I were to ever do that, I want them to call me and say, you didn't do it. So let's get back on the horse and let's ride again and let's try this. So ultimately, the backing of me
Okay.
was my mother and father, and especially my mother being the activist to go to Columbia and said, we need a raise.
So obviously you're not going to be in the primary, but let's fast forward to the general election in November. What will you do between now and November to basically convince people that you're the person?
First thing is going out to the barbershops, to the small businesses, and let them see my vision.
Okay.
As a young man, as we know, and everybody was saying that, we're just lazy, we don't want to do anything. So now it's my time, and it's been a while to really show them that we do have old values, just with a twist.
Okay.
And that's what primarily I want to do in going to these events coming up. We have a lupus walk coming up in May 19th.
Right.
And those something where I can go talk to the people and just show them that I'm one of you. I live the same way. Making money is like something that is really essential to the people because they can't raise their family the way they want to. So by me going to them and actually talking to them, this morning I had a text from a young lady saying she can't wait to meet me. She heard about what I was saying, and that's one thing other people have been saying, you have a buzz. But I don't think I do, but that's why I want to push more between now and November 6th, is to push real hard and see and really convince. I've been doing that my whole life, is proving myself to people. And once they see what I can do, they're like, wow, you're right on the money. And it's all about common sense. South Carolina has forgotten that. Common sense, principles, values, and morals. We've lost that. So the younger people are going to bring that back. I said that 2 years ago at the state convention with a couple of my friends. I said, in 2 years, there are going to be a lot of millennials running. It's a little laugh, but look what's going on now. You have London Lamar in Tennessee. You have other people running. You have Garvin in Lexington
Right.
area. He's running. You just saw Mr. Corey.
Right.
He won in the Goose Creek.
Right.
And it's inspiring to me. And I don't like to say motivation because motivation can come and go. I like to drive you to success. And that's the thing I want to do and convey to the people of Berkeley County. I have a drive and I have a just fire that I have a good 20 years to show people that where I came from and where I'm at now, I'm pushing. And I will push for you as well. There's no stopping. So let's get on and get on board and let's show that Berkeley County can be Democrat as well.
To be continued. Michael Yates, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it all the time, sir.
Anytime.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.